What is up, you guys? My name is Rachel Graham. I'm a digital creator, a registered nurse, and a mom. And today I'm going to be talking about dry scooping. This is this weird fitness trend where people consume pre-workout powder directly without mixing it with water. And then they chase it down, or not, with a sip of water, like a chug. So it's super popular on platforms like TikTok and Instagram as a hack for faster energy and intensity during workouts. So why would people do this? Well, because they believe it's going to absorb faster, that it'll make the pre-workout like hit harder or something. Number two, why people would try this is trend influence. People do dumb shit. Like they watch it on TikTok and social media and then they're like, oh, she tried it. She's a fitness influencer. I'm going to try it. Number three, people think it's time saving. They see it as a shortcut. Like instead of like, how hard is it just to toss it in a water bottle and mix it with water? I don't know. It's weird. So why is this a super bad idea, you guys? Number one, it's very risky for your heart. So most pre-workout powders, they contain high doses of caffeine or stimulants. Dry scooping, it floods your system all at once. So it increases the risk of things like heart palpitations, elevated blood pressure, arrhythmias, heart attacks, and this is in otherwise young and healthy people, you guys, like people that work out all the time. And they're getting heart attacks from this. There is real reports of people literally being hospitalized after dry scooping. And that includes cases of cardiac arrest. So if you're not a person that typically uses pre-workout, you might be thinking like, what is that? What's in it? So here are some of the typical ingredients. Caffeine, of course, can be very high doses, like 200 to 400 milligrams or more. Beta-alanine, that's what causes that tingling or itching. Creatine, citrulline malate, and then artificial sweeteners, dyes, or stimulants. Number two, it's a choking hazard, you guys. It's a choking hazard. Our lungs are not meant to inhale powders. If you gasp or laugh like in the middle of it, that can cause coughing fits, aspiration pneumonia, which is very serious, and just general lung irritation or inflammation. Your airway is just really not designed to handle a powder. It's a real choking hazard. Gastrointestinal stress is a problem. Pre-workout is meant to be diluted. Dry scooping can cause nausea and vomiting. It can cause esophageal or stomach lining irritation. Why? Because the concentrated ingredients can irritate the stomach lining, especially on an empty stomach, which is what a lot of people drink pre-workout on. There's less consistent absorption. Dehydration can occur, especially if there's electrolytes in your pre-workout and you're taking that without fluid. This can cause stomach cramps, acid reflux, or heartburn. And here's the doozy for me, you guys. There's legitimately no real benefit to doing this. So there's zero scientific evidence that I've been able to find. If you can find some, please leave me a comment. But there's no scientific evidence that dry scooping works any better or faster than mixing your pre-workout with water as instructed. It doesn't make it stronger. It just makes it really risky. So it literally doesn't even work. Like the pre-workout does not work as well. Why? Because certain ingredients need to be mixed. What do I mean by that exactly? Well, many pre-workout ingredients are called water soluble. What that means is it must be dissolved in water to be absorbed properly by your body and to reduce potential side effects. So here's some of those key ingredients that are water soluble or need to be broken down by water. Creatine monohydrate. Why? Because this has to be absorbed in the small intestine. Without water, poor solubility can lead to that cramping sensation and just reduced absorption. So you may be thinking, yeah, this seems really dumb, because it is. Number two, citrulline malate. So why? Well, it enhances blood flow and nitric oxide. It's best absorbed in its liquid form, not a powder, in a liquid form. So without mixing that one with water, it may not even reach your bloodstream efficiently. Less effective. The third ingredient, beta-alanine. So why? This buffers lactic acid to reduce muscle fatigue. So if you take this without water in dry scooping, it can cause actually more intense paresthesia or the intense tingling feeling and less effective uptake. And another really popular one is BCAAs or branched chain amino acids. Why do people use it? To support muscle recovery and endurance. So if you take this one in a dry scoop without water, it's just harder for the body to absorb efficiently. And number five, a big one in pre-workout is called taurine. You might have heard of that. That's in energy drinks. Why do people use it? To support hydration, muscle function, and focus. And without the water, it is poorly absorbed, and it can cause possible stomach discomfort. Electrolytes, I mentioned this before, so that's sodium, potassium, magnesium. Why do people need these or want these? Because they're essential for hydration and muscle function. If you take electrolytes without water, they are less effective and they're more likely to irritate the stomach. And as I mentioned before, caffeine in the anhydrous form, it can be absorbed dry, but the thing is if it's dissolved in water, it reduces those side effects you don't want, like stomach irritation and heart palpitations. So what is the right way to take pre-workout? You mix it with 8 to 12 ounces of water, or what is directed on the label. You would then wait 15 to 30 minutes before your workout. Drink plenty of water throughout your workout session. And if you're sensitive to caffeine, don't do 2 scoops, just start with 1 or even half a scoop. Well, it's typically 1 scoop for pre-workout. Some brands may do 2, but start with half a scoop. So bottom line is, dry scooping is dangerous. It's unnecessary. It's not worth the hype. You are risking your heart, your lungs, and your gut for this weird trend that has literally 0 benefits. So this is one of those big ones where it's like, do not do as TikTok does, y'all. Like, always read the label when you're using any supplements. You know, we all know like to exercise caution when reading or watching anything on the internet. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, do your own research on this, you guys. But I first saw this, I think it was a Facebook reel, and she just like, I didn't even know it was called dry scooping. I was like, what's she doing with that scoop? So she did it, took a swig of her water, and then the video was about something completely unrelated to fitness or anything. And that told me like, wow, like she wasn't about to go to the gym, or if she was, she didn't talk about it. The topic she was discussing was something completely unrelated to food or fitness or anything. It was like a personal thing. And so what that tells me is that the average person is now seeing this and doing this, people that aren't even gonna work out. Like maybe instead of having a cup of coffee, they're like, oh, I'm gonna try this dry scooping thing. That seems like a good idea. No bueno, not a good idea. So anyways, if you like this video, please come back for more. I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The last couple of days I didn't post because I was out of town in Canada for my brother's wedding, so that was awesome. But anyways, if you like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.